Alrighty, Dylan can't do an intro, so I'm doing it for him. We talked a lot about the 23, 24 model CCV upgrades for your older Power Strokes. Today we've got the cab up on a 17 model. We're going to give Dylan a chance to explain some of those differences up close and all that good stuff.
All right, guys, so here's an in-person, up-close view of the original CCV on the 6.7 Power Stroke. You can still see the injector codes up here on this sticker signifying that this was the original one. Now without the cab off, we'll give you a little bit better view on the bolts. Here's your new 23 model CCV, where you can see these bolt holes pretty obviously, but on the truck, you got your two rearmost bolts, a lot easier to see with this cab up. Your lower bolt here that hides behind the fuel line. If you need it, tip and trick with the cab on, take these two 8mm out, loosen up this fuel line to get to it, and you got your one bolt up top. All right, guys, now that we've covered the mounting of this thing, we're going to cover some of these comments y'all left behind. So what do you got, Jeff?
So the first question is, does a 14 model have a serviceable CCV?
So no, a 14 model does not have a serviceable CCV. Now, when we're considering serviceable, what we're talking about is on some of these 17 ups, there's some bolts here on the cap itself of the CCV to replace the internal element, and a 14 model does not have that. Next question.
All right, next question is going to be, I just replaced mine with the 11 to 13 style CCV. How long should you run it before replacing it again?
So CCV lifespan on these trucks, every truck has a different amount of blow-by, but typically we say 30 to 50,000 miles on these filters before you swap them out.
Which is a lot lower than the factory recommendation, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but why do we do it?
We do this because if this thing stops up, even if you do have just the baffle design without the actual media in here, if you ever have enough oil deposits build up in your crankcase filter that it does cause any back pressure, you're going to start having trouble, and with costly repairs like rear mains, oil pan gaskets, those kind of things. All right, guys, so last note on these CCVs, these hose ends can be a pain to take on and off. So just be careful when you put your CCV on that this is the last thing you install. Make sure all your hoses and wires are routed properly first, or you're gonna have this bad boy stuck and it's gonna be a nightmare. That being said, while this cab's up, y'all got any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below so we can take a closer look.